Good morning. Good morning. David Hinton again, Brandon, Mississippi. Today I am going to be taking a look at what kind of questions are you asking yourself about your business. Is it promoting you or is it demoting you? Is it taking you up the ladder of promotion or is it taking you down and out? Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Be sure also to hit that bell. That way you'll get notifications on when I put a video out, and if you get something out of it, be sure to give me a like and a comment. I'm going further into a recent reading I did of Tony Robbins' book from many years ago, Awaken the Giant Within, and in this chapter 8 he's talking about the power of questions, the kind of questions that we ask ourselves constantly. Yesterday I was talking about power questions for the morning and evening too. And today I want to talk a little bit about problem-solving questions. If you've ever been in the home-based business space, the network marketing space, heck, any job where you've ever had any kind of challenges, any kind of sales slumps, what happens to a lot of people is they begin to ask disempowering questions about themselves. I know I have, and it takes you down a road you really don't want to go. Tony gives some alternatives to that, and on the surface they may sound silly. They may sound, well, that you're just not facing reality. But in all honesty, if we can turn around the way that we talk to ourselves, and we do talk to ourselves constantly in the form of questions, if we can form our questions in a way that better serves us, we are definitely going to be on the road to empowerment instead of disempowerment. So he covers 5 different questions regarding problem solving. And here they are right here, and let's go over them. Now, as I go through this, I want you to think about maybe something you're going through now, something that you're worried about, some challenge you're facing, okay? Number 1, what is great about this problem? Now, on the surface, that's like, are you serious? My rent is due next week, and I don't have the money to cover it. What is great about this problem? Well, on the surface, there's nothing great about it, right? Well, what if you turn that around? Make yourself think, what is great about this problem? Well, one good thing that could be about it, or great thing, is it could cause you to get off your ass and do something, right? Okay, try harder, make extra calls, do whatever it takes. Now, it could be done out of desperation or it can be done out of inspiration. What is great about this problem? So maybe you're not in a dire situation like that, but maybe you're in a situation where you're just not where you want to be or where you thought you were going to be. What is great about this? It causes you to grow, right? And this is what this is all about. Yes, it's about the money. Yes, we want to have the lifestyle. But what is really going to change you as a person is the growth you have to go through, what you have to learn, what you have to become, right? Jim Rohn. I'm back to Jim Rohn. Sorry, can't help it. He's just too good. Number 2, what is not perfect yet? So we go back to the first example. Well, what's perfect right now is I don't have, and by the way, I can cover the rent. Okay, just that was an example. What is not perfect yet? What is not perfect yet is I don't have the money I need to cover whatever it is I need to cover. But when you get right down to it, what is the root cause of that is something you can do something about. If you're in sales, maybe you need to do a little bit more prospecting. Maybe you need to get over your nerves of calling that big dog that you've been avoiding on your call list because you're afraid of he or she telling you no. Well, you know what? They've already told you no if you don't pick up the phone or if you don't contact them some way or another, right? What is not perfect yet? Well, that gives you, number one, it places a picture in your mind of what perfect would look like, right? If your mind has something to go on, then it has something that it can go after, right? Right? Okay, so there's that. Number three, what am I willing to do to make it the way I want? Ooh. Action. This is going to have, I'm going to have to create a plan. I'm going to have a goal. I'm going to have a goal. I'm going to have to create a plans and tactics to get there, and I am going to have to implement it, and I'm going to have to analyze my results. Okay? What am I willing to do to make it the way I want? Doing nothing is never the answer. Well, it's rarely the answer, but you know what I'm saying. Number four, what am I willing to no longer do in order to make it the way I want? Are you willing to give up 2 hours a night of Netflix in order to create a business proposal? Are you willing to spend that time reading things like Tony Robbins, reading things like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich? Are you willing to take that time to create a prospect list and go about the business figuring out how to contact them in the best way? Because that is what it's going to take. And I am preaching to the choir here. I'm preaching to myself, okay? I'm not preaching to you guys. I'm just, gals, I'm just relaying, okay? And number five, how can I enjoy the process while I do what is necessary to make it the way I want? I'm going to read that again to you. How can I enjoy the process while I do what is necessary to make it the way I want? Think about that for a minute. If you do not enjoy the process, how long will you do it, honestly? How quickly will you abandon what it is and seek an easy way out? You might have enough willpower to make it a week, 2 weeks. Eventually, though, you will run out of steam. And as one of my business mentors, Mark Harbert, who is very successful in the social media marketing, online marketing, leads generation business, his thing that he preaches is, I want to see you here a year from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now. So the only way you're going to do that is if you figure out, you trick your mind, you devise a way to make yourself enjoy the process. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, the thought of making a cold call list and dialing for dollars is not on the top of my list of things to do. I do believe that attraction marketing in the long run is the way to go. Now, you may need to supplement it along the way, but you want to attract people to you because they see you as someone that they want to emulate and do business, and they see you as a leader in whatever business niche you're in. But back to the enjoying the process, you have to devise a way to have a set routine and pattern that you can stick with, that is not drudgery, that is something that you enjoy. And if you know, if you're like method acting, if you have to get in front of a mirror and make silly faces and get yourself jacked up, well, do it. Do it, because that's, again, that's one of the other things that I talked about is changing your state. Not only change your state of mind, but your physiology. Because if you change your physiology, to give an example, if you think the word depression, you start to look down, you start to get reflective, your shoulders begin to slump, and it is very hard to come out of that. However, if you change it, if you have to get in front of a mirror and you have to go blah and just get excited and do all that, it sounds silly. I know it does, trust me, but you know what? It works. It works. And that's the thing. You may not be where you want to be. The only way you're going to get to where you want to be is have that goal that pulls you, have the plans and tactics that you are going to implement and that you do implement, and that you go back and you plan, do, review. Remember, plan, do, review. If you'll do that, well, then you stand a fighting chance, because then you're in it for the long haul. Okay? So again, those were 5 problem-solving questions that I challenge you to place to everything that comes up. So go back and read. It's in chapter 8 of the book, not facing the giants, really the giant within. You know what I'm talking about, Tony Robbins. Anyway, hope you got something out of this. Be sure to subscribe to my channel again. If you'd like to reach out to me, my name is David Hinton. I live in Brandon, Mississippi, but I have a business that I can work with people all over the country. Ask me about it. I'd love to talk to you. My email address is david.h.hinton. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you soon.